Yo, 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 it's your boy Bobby Frost and Bobby Frost Media presents Triparency. I am solo dolo, no beautiful ladies today. Yeah, my co-hosts, they had prior obligation, they couldn't get it in. So you got your boy solo, man. We starting off in fall, fall just kicked in. We fresh in the fall. This is my favorite season. I've said that before. I love fall, man. I love fall all the way around. I like the foliage, the leaves. I love that, man. The burgundy, the orange, the red, yellow, gold, all the colors, you know what I'm saying, for the leaves. And I think Michigan got one of the most beautiful backdrops you can have in the fall in the world. I like the holidays. I like Halloween. I like Thanksgiving. Even for you can go on walks with your lady or lady friend. A lot of ladies don't like insects and stuff like that. So a lot of time, like in the summertime and stuff, you can't even go on walks like that because they running and swatting and all that. But in the fall, what I'm saying, a lot of the insects, they go to, I think it's called overwintering or something like that. I have to look it up for the correct term for it. But the insects go inside the trees, they go on the leaves, they go on the ground, and they when a certain temperature come, they go into stasis. You know what I'm saying? They just chill. So they out the way. So you can go, it ain't too cold, especially the beginning of fall, middle of fall, it ain't too cold. You can go on a nice walk, chill. And I feel like you can dress better. I think in the summer, I feel like you can't really get your dress on like you want to because you're going to get hot, you're going to sweat and shit like that. But, you could put on nice flannels, nice sweaters, nice hoodies, nice jackets. You know what I'm saying? Bombers, all that. You can really get your dress on, you know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, ain't nothing like a good pair of Tim's wheat butters, depending on what region you in, what you call them. Put them joints on, man, yeah, man. You can put on your sweatsuits and get comfortable, still be looking nice. Yeah, fall my favorite time of the year. Plus my birthday in fall, you know what I'm saying? So my birthday coming up, and I had a bunch of plans to do, couldn't do them. Y'all know, as y'all know, I ruptured my Achilles. So your boy trying to heal back up. I'm on the road to, recovery. I'm on that journey. But I'm in a boot. So I don't know. I might figure something out for my birthday. Now I'm in a boot doing physical therapy 3 times a week. So I might figure something out, you know what I'm saying? But I want to get into a topic, man. I seen a quote, and the quote was, you cannot have logical conversations with women. And with that being said, like any other things we touch on and talk on, it's not be all end all. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be outliers and exceptions to the rules. But I kind of felt where the guy who said this quote was coming from. And I've been in multiple relationship, marriage, all that. And for the most part, that's true. You can't tell a woman not to be in her emotions. That's a comfortable place for women to be at. They're raised, and even by society, to be conditioned to be in their emotions. So they're more comfortable there. So that's their natural state when anything arises, especially anything with adversity. They gonna go into that emotions. So by going into that emotions, you feel what I'm saying? Logic goes out the door. And that always was like a bumping point with me talking to my lady, in the past, any of my females, my exes and things like that. Or, women, period. And there's some guys that, I hate to say it like this, but there's some guys you can't talk logical with either. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is not the be all end all, but a lot of guys that's been raised around a lot of women, they have feminine energy. They like to argue because they lead with their emotions. You can't have a regular conversation. Men can have real men. When I say real men, this ain't got nothing to do with you being a man, meaning your morals and values line up. Your upbringing lines up with being a man. Being a man don't really got nothing to do with all other stuff people think having a man being, having a bag, this, having a car, this, all that. None of that stuff really makes you a man. It's your morals and values, the essence of who you are, your character. So real men can logically talk a situation out. That's the honest truth, you know what I'm saying? Real men, you can honestly talk, you might have a disagreement, you can agree to disagree, but you can come to terms. I mean, if you go back and, you look back at the crime families back in the day, Lucky Luciano, all them cats, you know what I'm saying, the Fine Crown Family, Genovese and all that. If you go check them out, you know, a lot of time they avoided big conflicts by having sit downs, conversations. You break bread and you talk out the problem because you use logic. And the one thing about logic is it's like math. Like I always say, like you ask a person, you know, especially females, but you ask, you know, people in general, what's their least favorite subject in school? And the first thing that come out is what? They say math. Well, why do they say math? Well, I know why they say math. They say math because math, again, that's logic. There's only one answer, unless you're dealing with like extraneous solutions, and that's, you know, but other than that, it's one answer. It's multiple ways you can get to the answer, but it's one answer. It's not subjective. You can't put emotions into doing a math equation. You got to use that formula. That's why people don't like it. When it comes to writing, you can write and write this way, write that way, and it's still subjective. One professor or one reader might feel like this is the greatest work of all time. Another person might feel like it's trash. But logic is just that, you know what I'm saying? It's you using facts, you using your head, you thinking in a way without emotions. That's logic. And I heard Charleston White talk about that before too, and a lot of people talk about that. Females get real over, and I can understand, you know, rubs in the wrong way and things of that nature. I could get it, but that's the truth. It's like logic and emotions. And when you think of logical, like a computer thinks logical, you know, it's not using emotions. So when you're having a conversation with a lady, you know what I'm saying, the most time that's how it's going to go. She's upset, or, you know, she might not be upset. She could be angry. You know, she's not baseline behavior. And everything she's saying to you, she's going to listen to respond, not listen to understand. She's listening to respond. And that's in her emotions. Talking logic ain't going to work because she ain't trying to hear that shit. It's some females, man, you can argue with logic. And when they find out that you're right, they still not going to, you know, roll with it. They still going to figure out a way not to take accountability. And that's where I think a lot of time females have a bad problem with that, taking accountability. It's because that's logic. It's logical again. You know, the big A word, accountability. They don't want to take accountability because that's logical. You taking accountability for your actions. You being logical. That ain't something they gonna roll with. So, like the quote I heard in the clip, it makes sense. Like when you with your lady, man, you know, you want to keep shit down, man. A lot of times, man, like you got to make your decision without her input, and just don't talk logical to her, man. Hit her up when you want to watch Netflix. Like the guy said, you want to watch Netflix and get a laugh on, or you gonna sit down and watch one of her shows with her or some shit like that. That's gonna keep your shit happy. When you start bringing logic into it, you gonna bump head with the average female every time. Even females, I know females that went to college, took logic and reasoning classes, and they still don't think logically. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like it's wild. I even bump heads with my co-hosts a lot on that because a lot of time that's what makes us work. They ain't thinking logical, they thinking with emotions. And this is a crazy thing about emotions, you feel me? Like, anger never lies. Meaning, when you get mad, you are mad. You're not playing mad. You're mad. You pissed off. You can't fake being mad. You pissed, you pissed. But that don't mean you correct on that. It just mean you mad. And you get mad and you lash out and things of that nature, but that's not logical. You just in your emotions. And I had to step away from that and figure that shit out because it used to piss me off arguing with my woman, and I'm using nothing but logic. I'm play by playing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like again, using that comparison analogy, it's like we doing a big math problem. And, you know, I should tell kids this when you're doing math. When I was tutoring kids or at my job helping kids out, you know, math, you learn math vertically. Meaning like, you know, when you have blocks when you was a kid, if you made a tower, if you grab any block in between the top to the bottom, it'll fall. You can't grab no blocks. That's how you vertically learn math. And that's logical. Now, it's other stuff you can learn horizontal or latitude-wise, meaning You can learn history. You know, you can know the 1300s, 1400s, 1500s, 1600s, skip to 17, 1800, know the 1900, 2000, 2010s, 2020s, and still be great at history. You only missed 2 centuries. You got all the other ones down pat. Can't do math like that, and that's how logic is. So I used to get mad because I used to be so frustrated. Like, man, like, why are you making it so hard in this conversation, knowing that I'm using facts, step by step, where you went wrong or where we went wrong, or why you shouldn't have done this and did that, and it gets you nowhere. I remember I had, this was in my marriage. Never forget. We got into it right around my birthday. We got into it, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't end up spending the birthday with her. She made a rash move, and she went and moved in these luxury apartments. And for me, it was like, I didn't want to move in another apartment again. We had the apartment. I didn't want to move. I wanted to buy a house. And I was so upset, and it was like a big sticking point for us in our relationship for a long time until I got over and realized, like, I can't be mad at her. I got to let it go because now I'm not being logical. Why would I even be mad? I know she's dealing with her emotions. She's in her feelings. Ladies deal in feelings. And that's why women, if you talk to a woman, the number one thing she's going to talk about, especially talking about her exes, baby daddies, anything, is don't play in my face. Don't play with my feelings. That's what means the most to them. Feelings, not logical. I mean, I didn't even talk to females and broke shit down to females like, this shit seems like it's 1 + 1 = 2. You know, like, well, my wife, I told her, I said, man, we were playing, at the time when we moved into this apartments, it was like, this is years ago. They started off $1,350. By the time we left out, that motherfucker was $1,700 a month. Now, for y'all that live in bigger cities, I'm talking about in Flint. Now, if you living in fucking 4 or 5 years ago, you living in let's say LA or New York, that's probably a 1-bedroom in the ghetto somewhere. But at the time in Flint, Michigan, like, if you're paying $1,500 a month for rent, that was insane. Or in the Flint surrounding area. But I was like, man, I just did the math real quick. I said, man, in 10 months, that's 15 grand. In a year, that's 18 grand. That's 18 grand that could have been on the house. You moved in these apartments, if we got into it, you got mad, and you wanted to show me that you can make moves and do stuff without my input or say so, and you did it. And then, we went through our little squabbles and we got back together, and boom, I'm like, well, now this not the plan I had. Plan I had was logical, go drop 20 grand on a house for the down payment, 20, 30 grand for the down payment, and keep going from there. But, and I was mad about it because I'm like, nah, you didn't sign the lease. You didn't give the money, you got to pay to break the lease. Some more money out of it. So I just stuck with the apartment for a minute and got out of there. But the thing was, like, again, that was her and her emotions. We had got into it. She was upset. She felt like, she wanted to show me that she can handle stuff without me. And not saying she couldn't handle stuff without me. It was just the point, like, you didn't have to. It's not thinking logical. I done talked to females about shit like this is like the dumbest shit in the world. And this is emotional, not logical. You go talk to a dude who's known to be ladies' man, smooth, womanizer, all that shit. And then when the shit go the way logically it will go with you, you're upset. How? Why are you mad? What you upset about? When you met the dude, you knew he had options. He had a bunch of options. And you figured out, it didn't work, and because he had options. Well, you knew that from the jump. You know what I'm saying? And that's not logically thinking. Now, if you, I hate to say that phrase and line, if you was bringing something to the table that separated you from the pack, then yeah, that makes sense. But you came in with the same thing that the other females had. Looks. I guess you thought your sex game was A1. You dress nice. You put on eyelashes. You keep a nice wig on. You know, boom. You didn't separate yourself from his options. So logically, what you think was going to happen? He was going to be loyal to you in your mind, meaning loyal, like just have sex with you is crazy. Like another topic that I'm going to touch on deeper, but it's another logical thing that when a lady's on, another logical situation with women that just don't make sense. Like, why would you think holding out sex is not going to make a nigga cheat? And then once he cheat, you're mad. You was using sex as a weapon, a form to get back or hurt him or get him in line. And, well, you just knew what was going to come next. That's logic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't be making sense to me, man, a lot of time with ladies, I said. But once you get to a mature state in mind and you get more even deep and logically thinking, you realize, like, don't be mad. That's them by nature. There's no reason to get mad about that. There's no reason to get upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why when you ask a woman, hey, what do you want to eat? They don't know. Because logically, they're not using logic. In their mind is, I want you to pick, but I don't want you to pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no logic there. It's none. They don't use logic, man. It's wild. Like, I done had some conversations where females get so fucking mad at me about stuff using logical thinking. They be like, man, it's crazy. Like, if you look at comments on certain reels and posts throughout social media and you look at females comment, you can tell there's no logic there. It's none. Like, I done heard females say this before. Like, and some of the stuff I'm talking about, we didn't touch on in other episodes. But again, logically thinking. You get upset because guys are gawking at you in the gym, but you got on nothing but skin tight clothing. Where was the logic at? You think they wasn't going to be looking at you? If I come in there motherfucker with tights on, like I'm about to go do a WWF pay-per-view, females going to look at me. Shit, there's going to be some guys that swing the other way, they're going to look at me. Should I get mad? No, I set myself up for that. I heard a female, I can dress. I remember talking to one female, she told me some of the dumbest shit. I can walk down the street butt naked. Shouldn't nobody be looking at me, making me feel uncomfortable. Where is the logic? What makes you think you have the right to do that? You don't. Stupid. I remember talking to females about like, and this a real sensitive subject, you know what I'm saying? But I love talking about shit that's sensitive, you know what I'm saying? I like talking about that shit. That's me. But like when I'm saying logic, when I'm using logic, this is what I mean by using logic. Talked to a female once upon a time about rape. And she got upset about me because she got put in a position where, you know, she ended up getting raped. And I wasn't insensitive to her being raped. I was telling her, what did you think? You went over with your friend while she's going to get her back blown out and you know it's another guy there. So if you weren't interested in that other guy, why would you go? You know what's on his mind. This is logic again. So why even go? Baby girl, you gotta go by yourself. I'm not going. Why would you go? That doesn't make sense. It's not logical. I'm not saying it's right that you got raped. I'm saying, where's your accountability at? Why did you go? That's not logically thinking. I'm not about to go under a hornet's nest and get to playing around under the hornet's nest and then sting the shit out of me. Then I'm playing victim. No, it's not logical thinking. Like the P. Diddy situation. You know, we had touched on that when the shit first happened with Cassie. But like I see a lot of people, I seen some, what they call them, IG models. I seen some IG models getting mad about that. Like, it was crazy. I seen some IG models getting mad about the situation with Diddy. And I'm like, I seen it on the Shade Room. I was going through the comments. I'm looking like, yeah, I know why you mad. You an IG model, you was chasing fame, and you probably been in one of them predicaments with Diddy or some other type of entertainer or personal power, and you feeling like, no, it shouldn't happen like that. But again, logically, if I'm over some man with power, I'm over his house, his mansion, or his yacht, and it's 1 o'clock, 2 a.m., what do you think he's looking for? If you're not going to work off your talent alone off your talent, and that's a longer road, then you got to compromise yourself. It ain't that the man abusing his power. He's not. You abusing your will, your free will, because you putting yourself in a compromising position. Let your talent speak for you. Don't sit up in there and get put in a position and then play victim. That's not logical. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing logical about that. And that's females kill me with just the logic. Logical thinking, man. Like, that's why females ain't good with money a lot. Because they're not thinking logical. I done talked to females before, and me and my homies having conversations about stuff, and there's like, prime example. Female will go pay all her bills and feel like the rest of her money just blow it on nonsense. Going to get a dumbass bag she didn't need, going to get some heels she didn't need, and then be upset that she doesn't have any money. What did you need that for? You just, what they call therapy shopping or something like that? Like, that's not logical. If you don't have the money to therapy shop, you shouldn't be therapy shopping. You know? Like, even with we done touched on the 50-50 thing before. Here's logic. If I'm paying all the bills, you don't have no say-so. What say-so do you have? Do your kids have say-so in your house? This, I ask any single mom this. Do your kids have say-so? And be honest, don't lie. Do your kids have any say-so in your house? No. They can put their input in, but it don't hold no weight, because at the end of the day, the first thing you tell them is, I'm paying the bill, which is correct. If I'm paying all the bills, you don't have no say-so. You are now a grown kid. That's it. You know, you don't have no say-so. So stay in your place, be quiet. This is what you wanted. You wanted the soft girl life, or to be what they call a well-kept woman. Cool. Well, you can't get all the pros and none of the cons. You know? Sit down, be quiet, keep your mouth closed. You're a trophy wife. That's what you do. You don't do nothing else. You got to keep your mouth closed. There's nothing else for you to do. You know, that's it. You make sure house clean, I'm fed, and I'm fucked. Because there's 3 F's in life: fucking, feeding, and financing. I'm doing the financing, the biggest F. You got to do the other 2 F's: fucking and feeding. And that's it. And even with the fucking and feeding, I'm buying the groceries and I'm fucking you back. So I'm doing all the F's. You doing really 2. So that's logic. Now, when you go 50-50, you got to say so. Because it's half and half. You have a say so. Again, women don't think with logic. A woman think, well, I should be able to come in this motherfucker. You bust your ass, you work. I can argue, I can debate, I can fuss, I can do whatever I want to do, even though I'm not bringing a lick of finance in this motherfucker. Cause, and I said this before, like, logically thinking. With women who don't think logic in that situation, in that point, it don't make sense, because what you got to offer, I can go pay for them services. I can pay for somebody to fuck me. I can pay for somebody to fix me a meal, restaurants. I can even pay for somebody to clean my house, to have cleaning services. There's no fucking services where that's going to take care of you. There's none. I mean, I guess you can go with like welfare, but even then you still need a dude to get on welfare. You got to get pregnant. So what you're asking for a dude to do financially, that's something that services doesn't exist. There's no service that's going to take care of you for free. There's none. So everything you want a man to do, he can go find that another woman. Or he can go find it in a service that's provided. Logically thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's just logical. You know what I'm saying? I got so many examples of just, like I said, my past relationships, kicking it, listen to my homeboys. It's crazy. Like, give you another one. Vacations. I remember talking to one of my dogs about this in the vacation, and we was talking about females and shit like that. Why would I take you on a vacation? This logically speaking again. Why would I take you on a vacation where I'm going to have to foot the whole bill? And all you want to come to this motherfucker do is lay down and eat. Sit. You want to go to a bunch of restaurants, get your clothes on, look pretty, go to a bunch of restaurants, occasionally shop a little bit and lay down. You could have did that shit here. That's not why I took you on vacation. It's not. We about to sightsee. I need you to be fun. I need, have a good time. I'm not, that's logically thinking though. Why would I foot the bill to do some shit that we can do at home? Like that's logically thinking. You know what I'm saying? Female, I done heard females say, a man should put me in my place. Why am I putting you in your place? That's not logically thinking. Why are you doing that emotional dumb shit in the first place? It's crazy. And like the guy was saying, like the woman never looks stupid arguing with a man, but the man looks stupid arguing with the woman because, to another man, you're going to be like, dog, you knew you shouldn't have been doing that because you're not thinking logically. Man, let her have it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And I say this like, I heard ladies say, get mad at, even my co-star said like, said like, guys gay. No, if I want to have a logical conversation, I'm going to go talk to my dog. Not talking to you. You're not about to come from a logical standpoint. You come from your emotions. You're not even going to give me good advice. Your advice going to be on, logic is again on facts. Facts remain facts. Emotions are temporary. Facts are forever. So you're giving me advice that's temporary. Temporary advice. How is that temporary advice going to help me in the long term when it's temporary? You're feeling a certain way at this moment. You're not going to be feeling like that all the time. Nah, give me some logic. I need facts. That's the foundation. And that's the biggest thing. Even when I think about all the things, for the most part, that didn't go my way or I didn't execute the way I wanted to because I took logic out of it. Everything. It ain't an incident I could think of, for real, that I got the short end of the stick that I use logic with. And again, a lot of time logic is cold. It's cold because, again, ain't no emotion in there. So ain't no, I'm going to smooth you over. I'm going to butter you up. I'm going to, I'm going to sugar you up. No, it's straight what it is. Logic is cold, and women like to be swooned. That's why I said, man, instead of just asking a woman something from a logical standpoint, man, like the dog said in a little reel I had seen, it's the truth, man. Just fuck that. Don't do that with a woman. Hey, man, let's go. Hey, babe, let me rub your feet. Let's go watch Netflix. Let's go watch your favorite show. You want to go get something to eat? Long as you're doing that, she going to be cool. She'll never get out of, pocket. You get to talking to her about some real logical shit, it's not going to work. You might as well do that shit and don't even have a conversation with her. When it comes to finances, she's not going to be there for you for finances for the most part. She's not going to understand it. Get you a financial advisor. Somebody talk to you with logic. I done dated women that had to use logic at their job. And as soon as we got to the crib, the logic went out the window. Yeah, I had one of my BMs, man, I ain't lying to you, man. She came straight out and fucking told me she don't give a fuck about shit else but her feelings. I said, man, that's crazy to think like this. But I was honest though. I don't give a fuck about shit else but my feelings. Which was like, to me, absurd, crazy. What? Yeah, man. So like, logic versus emotions, that's where it's going to come from the Venus versus Mars. That's my best advice I can give to, men out there. Hey, man, don't argue. Because you arguing with logic, it ain't going to work. You always going to look bad. It's not going to get nowhere. She's not going to listen to the logical shit you're saying. And if she do listen, it's going to be down the line. So unless you got patience to see this seed turn into a motherfucking oak tree, you know how long it take a motherfucking seed to turn into an oak tree, right? If you got the patience to see that, that's a lot of time how they going to come back around and say, it might be 3 months, it might be 3 years. Y'all might have been moved on. Y'all in different relationships now. And she like, yeah, he was right. Is that benefiting you? Nah. You can say it's benefiting her and you always got love for her or something like that. That's cool too. But yeah, man, you gotta leave it alone, man. I'm just being honest. And for ladies, I'm telling you, if you start using logic a little bit more, I swear your relationships go better. Or you won't even be in a relationship at all. You will see that this ain't where you need to be rocking at. You know what I'm saying? You will figure that out. you'll know this ain't where I need to be rocking at, because you're using your logic. Again, you can look at it. You might be talking to a guy and the guy is, say you're talking to a guy and the guy is a guy on the move all the time. Well, you're not on the move type female. Logically, why would you even go get in a relationship with that guy? Doesn't make sense. Say you're talking to a guy that's very sexual and you're just not a very, sexual oriented person. You don't have sexual energy on high. Why would you go talk to a guy that got that? Because as soon as you slow down on your sexual energy, you're not going to be fulfilling the guy no more. Be logical, And that's the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to end it because I was going to keep this episode short because it was just me rocking with it. Yeah, man, like, you got to be logical, man. That's the real issue with relationships. One of the big points of relationships not working. Not enough logic in it. Feelings switch. Feelings flee. They're not permanent. They're not long term. They're very short term. I don't know nothing too much shorter than the feelings. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. I don't know nothing too much shorter than feelings. They're intense. I love using analogies. Some people love my analogy, some people don't. But I'm going to end it with this. This is the great analogy I can use with this. This is a great analogy I can use with this. A real good one. This is the analogy. Feelings are like crack. Anybody who done crack or know anything about crack, been in any of them AAs, you would know this. The deadly thing about crack is it's a tense high, but it's only for a short period of time. It's a tense high, but it's only for a short period of time. That's what emotions are. They're very intense, but the emotions are only for a short period of time. They flee. And when you make a lot of decisions on your emotions, you're going to end up on the short end of the stick. You're going to make a lot of bad decisions. This is how to go. Got to use more logic. You got to use more logic. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. And this is advice I use. You got to use logic because when you use logic, you can see things. You can see it. You can see it before it happens. Being in your emotions is going to keep you in long friendships, keep you in long business ventures, keep you long marriages because you're in your feelings. Logically, if you look at it, like I supposed to been left. I supposed to been into this. I supposed to been moved around. Them logics. You know what I'm saying? Them logics. I put this post up on my Snapchat about 4 days ago. Capitalism doesn't go together with morality. That's logic. I can't get mad at this businessman for his business practice because he's not using emotions in these business practices, using logic. If I know how I can get into this demographic and I can trick this demographic into doing this, I'm going to do it. That's business. It's cold and hard, but that's the truth. So just touched on it real quick. Hey, glad y'all been rocking with me, man, for this long, man, going almost on 2 years. I appreciate it so much. I said this before, but this is honest truth. I haven't been on the trail like I need to be on because I have an issue with asking people. I'm not going to lie. That's my only flaw I ever had with doing a podcast. I don't like asking. I feel asking to me equates like begging. But logically, again, no, I got to ask. It's the only other way to do. So I'm about to start getting y'all some interesting guests on here. This will be the last time and the only time you do not hear me on here with another person. Or two, because it's going to normally be three. Regardless of the circumstances, what's going on, this will be the last time. You, all my listeners, followers, you can believe that. I would not shortchange y'all. Because I feel like I'm shortchanged. I talked to a couple of my followers. They're like, no, man, we like hearing you. It's cool for you to go rock a show by yourself. I felt like, no, I'm letting y'all down doing that. So this will be my last time doing it, for sure. Got to get back out there on the trail. I appreciate y'all, man. Go tap in on all the platforms to get the podcast. Go tap in on YouTube, run them numbers up. Tap in on iHeartRadio. Tap in on Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. Type in on Amazon Music, Spotify, everywhere you can go get the podcast at. Check it out. And another thing, the visuals, I've been playing around with the visual because I got the camera. I just don't have a cameraman. So I think I'm just going to have to go ahead and invest in paying a guy or a lady to come do my cameraman because I don't want to set the camera up and y'all just see all of us. I want to be able to switch it with like a switcher. So you need a cameraman to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to bring that too because that's the number one thing. I said it about 6 times. It's true. That's the biggest feedback I get back when y'all going to put the cameras on. So that's that. What I've been vibing to, bumping to, you know what I'm saying? I listen to a lot of more of the underground rappers, and y'all done heard me say this again, but yeah, his joint, nice. I've been rocking with my dog, Jay Worthy. He got a new co-op with Made in Tokyo. It's nice. Time After Time. It's nice. Also the new Future Pluto mixtape. I've been rocking that too. So them the two things I've been locking to, man. On that Jay Worthy, man, the Chop, that's my favorite song on that joint. Go hard. Nice little project, man. Jay Worthy, like I said, man, that's me. Personally, most of my artists I rock with, they just busy bees, meaning they work hard. Like Currency, Larry June, Jay Worthy, West Side Gun, them guys that I rock with, artists that put out a lot of music. You know what I'm saying? They don't stray away from what they work for them, and they put out a lot of music. Them the artists I rock with the most. Be honest, like I love rocking with them artists. That's how I like it coming. So that's it. So again, man, you catch me on all social medias, Bobby Frost Media on all social medias. Catch me out everywhere, and on IG also outside of the Bobby Frost Media. Catch me at Robert Die 87. You know, tap in. Oh yeah, for my game heads out there, man. Yeah, two things. Robert Die 810. I'll bust your head in that 2K25. I'll kick your ass in that NCAA college football 25. And they got I want to say it's Undisputed coming out on my birthday, October 12th. I want to say it's October 12th to come out. It might be October 10th. It's one of them. Yeah, I'm whooping niggas' ass in that all weight class. Shout out to my nigga Dame on too. Dame, I'm beating your ass in that shit too because you talk all that shit. When it drop, get ready, lace them up. I'm beating your ass in all weight classes. So yeah, that's it, man. So again, the call to action, y'all go donate, man. Be supporters, man. Go be followers, run the numbers up. Tap in on the Facebook group, Tri Nation, you know what I'm saying, coming in. And I'm out.